Hello and welcome to Theme Park Information. In today's show we have got a review for TusenFryd, located just outside Oslo in Norway. Now this is the first time I went to the park. Tickets were around £40 or so, and I used the bus from the city centre to get there, which was about £15 there and back. Which was actually pretty convenient, yeah, I'd say pretty quick, pretty comfortable, and seemed like quite a popular service, and did drop you off right outside the park. And also, also did take you back from just outside the park as well. So nice and simple. I will say there will be separate reviews for Speed Monster, Storm, and Thunder Coaster as well. So, but my overall impressions of the park were really positive. Really enjoyed myself there. I think I had a solid collection of rides, both roller coasters and thrill rides, some good water rides as well. And generally speaking, the park just had a really nice vibe, really nice feel, really welcoming. It was massively helped by the fact it was a really warm, sunny, bright day. On the negatives, not much of a negative, but just more of a for your information, the park is extremely hilly. To go from right by like their sort of like rapids all the way up to their new coaster Storm is up a pretty large hill. It is a proper leg workout, especially if you do it all day. And the park is slightly weirdly laid out because of it. Now obviously that's the sort of thing which can be very easily improved. Slightly better signage, slightly better sort of like pathways where you know exactly where you're going. And as I say, something which I did notice is some of them did seem to just be a tiny bit weird. There's a few dead ends, and some of it just seemed to be needing a bit of TLC in terms of getting everything bang up to order. I will say the operations were okay, but there was a few slight issues. They tended to only have 2 staff working on each of the rides, like loading, checking restraints, and then dispatching the train, which did mean the operations were slightly slow despite the fact they had 2 trains, and they did do the checks pretty well. And in fairness, it was a pretty efficient service. Just could have been slightly better if they had like a 3rd or even 4th member of staff. Some of these rides would have absolutely flown out. I say the food options were there. They were good options. However, I just didn't go for any, unfortunately. I did opt for some ice cream, which was all good. Really appreciated that on the really hot day. The staff thankfully did speak English. English was very common. It tends to be that sort of way with Scandinavian countries. Tend to be really good at it. Really helpful. Really friendly, welcoming staff. Lots of staff as well available. Doing little bits and pieces. Did also see a few things which were fine, not an issue, but you wouldn't just really see at UK parks, and that's at people like climbing on something like the rocks and stuff like that near some of the ride entrances, which is again just done to the terrain and stuff like that, which would be immediately like cordoned off in the UK parks and stuff like that, because heaven forbid that someone should climb on rocks. But in this case, feel that actually could have been done slightly more, and security were walking past. They had security. They actually had some like local police walk around the park as well, which is something you do see from time to time. Makes a bit of sense. But for overall impressions, really impressed. I'd say it has a solid roller coaster lineup, solid water rides, solid thrill rides, really nice park vibe, not too expensive, quite easy to get to, and really good if you are in the kind of Oslo area as well. And as I say, little bits of park improvements here and there, and certainly in like the landscaping and sort of like setup and of everything would really improve. As for future investment, they do have a water park, and I imagine in summer it's really good. It's just I'm not a huge fan of like water parks at fairly small parks. Is you end up with quite a small water park and it takes up valuable space where you could be building more like attractions and stuff like that, which are available more often. And it did look slightly poor, in all honesty. I was just there, like, it's in a bit of an awkward kind of area, and it's like this could be massively improved if there was a large roller coaster here. But in fairness, well worth a visit, really enjoyable. As I said, I would actually quite like to go back if they do build any sort of major new attraction. I do think if they do build anything new, something which really focuses on airtime would be an absolute must. I say it's something which utilises the terrain as well, which quite a few of their coasters do as well. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more content, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.